So hi there again everyone, this is again Alan and welcome to my channel. So today we're going to be reviewing Mijello Mission Gold Class Watercolors, and this is from Korea. But before anything else, I'd like to say thank you, and I'd like to make a shout out first to my friend Tara Lu, who bought this set for me from US and brought it here to the Philippines when she attended one of our friends' weddings. So Tara, thank you so much. So my friend Tara Lu bought this set on Amazon for I think less than 5,000 Philippine pesos. I apologize, I cannot remember anymore exactly how much this costs, and but because that was 2 years ago already. But I just called Art Bar Sarandra, and this is now available to them for 6,099.75 Philippine pesos. But of course, if you want a cheaper price, you can search online or on Shopee, and I found a seller that sells this for only 4,450 Philippine pesos or 85 US dollars. I'll try to put the link on the description box below, so please check it after watching the video. What I really like about this set is it really feels premium, and of course it's heavy. It's 36 tubes with 7 ml each, and at the back of the box is the information that tells which colors are available, and it also tells the light fastness, transparency, and the pigment used to each color. So let's see what's inside. Another great thing about this set is that it comes with this palette that really feels very premium, despite the fact that it is plastic and it's not portable. But I think it's very nice and very convenient when you use it on studio. So this is how it looks like. I've already made my own swatch when I got it, and I've already put dots of paints on the wheels of the palette. The paints come by 9 in separate boxes, and this is how the tube looks like. So this is the 7 ml tube. It has the name of the colors, the ml, and some information like the pigment, the light fastness information, transparency, and if it's staining, and where's the pigment used, PBR 25, yes. So I think this is one of the few brands that has all the information already provided on the tube. So if you remove the paint boxes, you can also use this part as your palette. So now we can start our swatches. So as usual, for the swatches, I am using 185 Arches watercolor paper. So let me just zoom it in. I'm sorry, I cannot, I don't want to speed this up because I'd like to show how the colors really move in actual speed. So this is Chinese white, and it's PW6. It's surprising because it's not very opaque. By the way, I did not re-wet the paints. I do not re-wet the paints each time I swatch, to be fair to all other brands that I use. So this is lemon yellow. It's Pigment Yellow 3 or PY3. Next we have Permanent Yellow Light. The colors really re-wet very easily, even if I've not used them for a long time, so it's really dry, but they're Yeah, super easy to wet so far. So this is permanent yellow deep. And this is yellow orange. These two almost look the same. So next we have orange. Next we have vermilion. Next is permanent red. And this is permanent rose. This is PB19. This feels like the primary red in this set. This is very intense and I really love it. Next we have Rose Madder, which is a deeper red. Next we have Crimson Lake, which is a more purple, on a red on a purple side. Next we have Bright Opera. This opera is very bright and feels very neon. Of course, because it uses BV10, I think that makes it very very vibrant. Next is Red Violet. This is made out of two pigments, PR122 and PB29. Next is Bright Clear Violet. Is it clear? Yes, it's just deep, but it's clear. And it's made out of three pigments. Looks like dioxazine purple. Next is cerulean blue. This is quite not actually disappointing, but confusing, because it says here cerulean blue, but it is PB15:3, or more like a phthalo blue. So they should have named this as cerulean blue hue, because this is not the real pigment code for cerulean. I don't know how this looks like on screen, but in person it really looks like a phthalo blue, because it's PB15:3 when cerulean blue should be PB35. So please don't be confused with that. Next we have cobalt blue number 1. So again, this is not pure cobalt blue, because cobalt blue should be PB29 only, but this has a mixture of, again, PB15:3. So it has this cool blue feel to it, especially in person. Next we have peacock blue. Which is nice blue turquoise color. Next we have Prussian blue. I'm really loving the colors of this set, because they're all very vibrant, and so far most are transparent. Next is ultramarine deep. It's interesting to see that ultramarine deep has two pigments, though I think some other brands also have two pigments for ultramarine deep. So yeah, this ultramarine deep is kind of interesting. It looks very warm and deep, and maybe because of probably because the addition of the PB15, which is a PV15, sorry, which is a violet pigment. So next we have this interesting color from Mijello, which is the indigo. Among all the indigos that I've tried, this is, I think, the deepest, or I mean the blackest, if that term exists, because it looks even darker than Payne's Gray. But this is very nice. It's very transparent and deep. Next is another favorite of mine in this set, Van Dyke Green. I think this combination is very similar or comparable to Perylene Green of Daniel Smith, or Deep Sap Green. Next is Viridian. See, this color is really nice. I really love deep greens. And this is Hooker's Green. Next is Sap Green. Next we have Olive Green, which is composed of 3 pigments. Next we have Yellow Green. I'm not a fan of yellow green as always. Next is Greenish Yellow. And I'm wondering why they use 3 pigments here when PY150 and PG36 can work good already. Yellow Ochre number 1. I'm curious how the other color, or Yellow Ochre number 2, looks like. Next is Raw Umber. Among all the raw umbers that I've tried, this is, I think, the weakest by appearance. I mean the lightest. It's more like a sienna, raw sienna. Next is Light Red. Which looks like a Venetian red. Next we have Burnt Sienna. Sorry. Next is Burnt Umber. I'm noticing that the browns are not as intense as the reds, the greens, and the blues, and also the yellows. But yeah, they're fine. Except for this, I think this red brown is really intense. See that? It's really deep. And Van Dyke brown, let's see. This is nice. Let's add more pigments. And sepia. which is very deep. I think this is the darkest sepia I've seen so far. I've just noticed that they don't have any PR101 in their browns, which is quite unusual for a 36 color set. And lastly, the ivory black. So here they don't have Payne's gray, but they have indigo, which can work, I think, as Payne's gray if you are used to using Payne's gray as your black. So here is our complete swatch of the 36 colors of Mijello Mission Gold class. Generally, the colors are very intense. One of the most intense that I've experienced so far. So let's see how they work on an actual painting. So again, this is 185 arches cold pressed, and okay, so let's start with the sky. I hope I can remember the name of each color in this palette. So first I'm wetting the sky, and I'd like to use ultramarine. I'd like to add. Okay, let's add red violet, which is, I think, this one. So let's try. And some cobalt blue. You can see it flows well, not so much, but just right for me. Let's try lifting some colors. By the way, I saved this space in case I buy more colors, because there are some colors that I really love but are not included here, like teal and cobalt green and PR101 if they have some sort of a violet iron oxide or caput mortuum. So this is our sky. Let's go to the river here. So as you can see, I'm not painting everything. I'm leaving some white parts or blank parts. So now let's go to the landscape part. So I'm using, what green is this? Oh, sorry, what brown? This is raw umber, and I mixed it with some green. Sorry. Again, I'm not painting I'm not painting all the spaces. So while waiting for this to be dry, and I'm gonna mix the colors I'm gonna be using. So for the distant mountain, I'm gonna be combining viridian and the purple or the bright violet, and I'm just gonna paint it very lightly, like it almost mixes to the sky. As you can see, I'm leaving this space because I'm gonna put a tree here later on. So while waiting for this part, the sky part and the mountain part to be dry, let's put some details on our river and to the ground. So I'd like to put some plants, some grasses and shrubs, and as much as possible I'd like to make this look very just casual and just natural. And to achieve that, we just have to make our strokes very randomly and yeah, just very informal. So now I think it's already dry. So I think we're ready now for the details. As you can see, the colors have already muted down when it got dried. So let's start with the tree. And for the tree, I'd like to use this one. My favorite Van Dyke green, and I mixed it with some browns like the Van Dyke brown and the red brown to make it even look more natural. So some other colors. you see, despite the fact that I will use so many colors, it did not turn muddy. These colors mostly are ready to start with. So that's what I mean about visit. So now for the details, for the finishing details, I'm using sepia for the trees branches. Doesn't have to be very detailed. As long as the illusion is there, I'm good. Also here, on the other side, sorry. Sorry. And whenever I paint landscapes, I always draw horizontal dry brush lines like this to emphasize the painting as a landscape. Okay. So I think we're good to go now. So here is our finished painting. By the way, I'd like to add some white lines here to show some, let's say, some grasses or some grasses and some white parts, like for the reflection of our river, because I forgot, or I've covered it so much. So for the effect, let's use the Chinese white. And of course some yellow lines or yellow flowers. Before I forget, the box of the Mijello Mission Gold also has this sort of a pamphlet with information regarding the pigments maybe, or the materials used, but unfortunately they are in Korean and I could not read Korean. And it also has the complete watercolor chart, which shows information of the 105 colors that the Mission Gold has. So this is their brochure. this is the complete reference, and I've already highlighted in green all the colors that are available at the 36 color set. So overall, for me, the Mijello Mission Gold Class watercolor is very high in quality, and in terms of the transparency, that's I think the feature of it that I can really compliment, because most, if not all, are really transparent, and the colors are vibrant. The only thing that I've noticed is that in cerulean blue, instead of actually saying it's a hue, they just said it's cerulean blue, despite the fact that it's PB15:3, and this is actually a minor issue, but can be a serious issue to those who are a little bit OC when it comes to the pigment information. And what else? They also have a PV15 for ultramarine deep, and I think more artists prefer just PB29 in their palette, especially if it's limited to 20 or I think 36 colors. But the quality of the paint is really good. They don't get chalky even if you mix too much colors, and they are really intense and really mix well. And I think it's very much comparable to my PwC Shinhan, because I can make a side-by-side comparison. So this is the Shinhan, and this is the Mijello Mission Gold. They are both made in Korea, and I think they are really much on par. But I have to give a bit more points to Mijello when it comes to transparency. And also I can say it's near to a White Nights. But I think White Nights is a little bit more intense. But yeah, I think Mijello can really compete when it comes to intensity and transparency. So I think I'm gonna make a comparison, side-by-side comparison of the similar pigments with Shinhan PwC anytime sooner. So please stay and watch out for that comparison. So for now, this is my review of Mijello Mission Gold Class. And by the way, since I have a 7 ml of each, I am thinking of making two half-pan sets of this 36 color set. So if you want, you can check my Shopee. I'll be putting the link down on the description box, and you can check if you happen to be interested to getting a set that I will be preparing out of these tubes of Mission Gold Class. So that's my review of the Mijello Mission Gold Class. I hope to see you soon. Please like this video, and if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe, and let's see on my next video. Again, thank you for watching.